Hey, Steelers Nation. What a week this has been, and if you were anywhere near Acrisure Stadium, you know exactly what I'm talking about. The energy, the tension, the sheer drama of a rivalry game that had everything on the line. It was one of those moments that football fans live for. This was not just another Sunday. This was the ultimate showdown, a game where everything mattered. Pride, division standings, playoff positioning, and the kind of bragging rights that only Steelers versus Ravens could deliver. You could feel at the moment fans started filing into the stadium, the air thick with anticipation, voices buzzing with excitement, jerseys waving, chants building like a storm gathering strength. Every eye in the stands, every person in black and gold, knew what was at stake. This was not a rehearsal, not a drill, not a situation you can script in a Hollywood movie. This was reality, and it was as raw and unpredictable as football gets. The game itself unfolded with that edge-of-your-seat intensity you hope for but rarely get in regular season football. Every play seemed to carry the weight of an entire season, every yard a battle, every decision magnified. When the Steelers scored, the roar from the crowd was unlike anything heard in recent memory, a combination of relief, jubilation, and pure adrenaline. Fans leaped, hugged, shouted, and some even shed a few tears, the emotional release after weeks of tension finally finding an outlet. The Ravens, of course, brought their own fire, and for a while, it looked like they might take control. But Pittsburgh was determined, resilient, and relentless. The players showed not just skill, but heart. You could see it in the way the offensive line moved, the precision with which routes were run, the timing of passes, and the relentless pursuit on defense. There was effort, intensity, and a cohesion that only comes from players who trust each other completely, who have faced challenges together all season, and who are fighting not just for wins, but for each other. One of the defining moments of the game came down to the tiniest margin, a single kick that could have changed everything. In a situation like that, pressure is almost a tangible force, something you can almost see pressing down on a player. The rookie for Baltimore stepped up to attempt a crucial field goal, and it just didn't happen. The ball went wide right, a missed kick that immediately transformed the stadium from a tense, nervous buzz into a celebration of liberation, of hard-fought victory, of a division title clinched in the most dramatic fashion possible. The noise inside Acrisure Stadium was deafening. You could feel it vibrating through every seat, every railing, every inch of the stands. Fans were on their feet, some unable to believe what they had just witnessed, others smiling, laughing, and hugging in sheer disbelief that their team had not only held its ground, but had triumphed in a scenario so tightly contested it seemed scripted for maximum drama. Off the field, the reactions were just as compelling. Zach Frazier, one of the quietly dominant figures on this team, took a moment for himself after the final whistle. Sitting at his stall, holding a cigar in one hand, trying to straighten his cap with the other, he exuded a sense of satisfaction and calm that only comes from knowing you have accomplished something rare and significant. It wasn't about perfection. It was about achievement, about the realization that a season's worth of effort had finally paid off in a tangible, unforgettable way. He looked to his teammates with quiet acknowledgement, sharing smiles and small nods, a personal celebration that mirrored the broader jubilation around him. It was a reminder that football is as much about the people as the plays, about the camaraderie, the shared victories, and the bonds forged through sweat, struggle, and a common goal. On the offensive side, Calvin Austin became a story in his own right. The big touchdown he scored was more than just points on the board. It was the result of meticulous preparation, courage, and stepping outside one's comfort zone. Given a few pages from a more experienced teammate's playbook, Austin had to adapt, improvise, and execute with both precision and flair. The way he broke free down the sideline, eluding defenders with agility and speed, turned a strategic plan into a moment of pure football magic. It was a play that reflected not only his skill, but also the collective effort of the team, the way every player stepped up to cover, block, and support. It reminded everyone watching that success in football is rarely a solo endeavor. It's the culmination of every effort, every practice, every small adjustment made over months of preparation. Defensively, players like ACI Otto emerged as key contributors. His presence disrupted plays, limited opportunities for Lamar Jackson, and contained some of the league's most dangerous runners. Defensive adjustments mid-game, executed with precision, showcased not just athleticism, but also intelligence and adaptability. The Steelers' defense was cohesive, disciplined, and fierce, proving that effort and strategic insight can often be as decisive as raw talent. Meanwhile, moments like the Cam Hayward and TJ Watt interception electrified the stadium, reinforcing the legacy of Pittsburgh defense and reminding fans of the historic excellence this team consistently strives for. Plays like these don't just change games. They define the atmosphere, boost morale, and create memories that linger far beyond the final whistle. Even in moments of chaos, humor and human connection shone through. Connor Hayward's touchdown, assisted by his brother Cam's forceful push, highlighted not only the competitive spirit, but also the familial bonds that exist within this team. These are players who know each other deeply, who push each other to be better, and who understand that victories are sweeter when shared with those you trust and respect. It is these relationships, forged on the practice field and solidified in high-pressure moments, that make the Steelers' season feel special, memorable, and uniquely Pittsburgh. Every block, tackle, reception, and touchdown carried with it the weight of preparation, teamwork, and the unyielding determination to win, a combination that ultimately secured a division title, a home playoff game, and a moment of history for the franchise. Throughout the game, luck played its part, as it often does in football. Missed kicks, unexpected breaks, and fortunate bounces all contributed to the narrative, a reminder that no season is won by skill alone. Yet the Steelers' performance transcended luck. It was their preparation, adaptability, and determination that created the opportunities for fortune to smile upon them. Each player's contribution, whether flashy or subtle, built toward a collective outcome that was thrilling, emotional, and undeniably satisfying. It was a reminder to fans and players alike that football is as much about resilience, grit, and determination as it is about talent, and when those elements align, the result can be extraordinary. Even the fans' role cannot be understated. From the opening whistle, the crowd influenced the tempo, energy, and spirit of the game. Chants, cheers, and collective reactions amplified the stakes, pushed players to perform at their peak, and created an environment where history felt possible. The stadium itself became a character in the story, a living entity reacting to the ebb and flow of the game, a testament to the power of community and passion in sports. It reminded everyone present that football is not just a game played on a field, but an experience shared by thousands, binding fans and players in a common purpose, a collective celebration, and a shared memory that will endure far beyond the season. As the final whistle echoed through Acrisure Stadium, the celebration didn't just stay on the field, it spilled over into every corner of Pittsburgh. Players embraced, coaches exchanged nods of respect, and the crowd's energy felt like it could lift the roof off the stadium. The kind of elation that comes from achieving something monumental doesn't fade instantly. It lingers, seeps into the air, and leaves everyone present with a memory they will carry for years. Even as fans filed out, still cheering and clinging to every replay on their phones, the narrative of the game is already taking shape in conversations, debates, and highlight reels. For the Steelers, it wasn't just a win, it was a statement. A reminder that resilience, preparation, and teamwork define not just a single season, but a legacy. The storyline of the game itself was dramatic in ways that could only occur in a rivalry this intense. When every division game carries playoff implications, every play becomes a crucible, every decision a test. The Steelers' offense demonstrated a blend of adaptability and aggression that left the Ravens scrambling for answers. Every pass, every run, every block was executed under enormous pressure, and the cohesion between the players was remarkable. Calvin Austin, having absorbed elements from a teammate's playbook, executed key plays with precision and audacity, turning theory into results. His touchdown was a culmination of awareness, athleticism, and timing, But more importantly, it reflected the team's philosophy of stepping up, adapting, and taking responsibility. It is moments like these that define a season, where preparation meets opportunity, and the payoff is not just points on the scoreboard but morale, confidence, and the belief that anything is possible when the team operates as a single, cohesive unit. Defense, as always, was the foundation on which this victory was built. ACI Auto emerged as a game-changing presence, applying pressure, closing lanes, and ensuring that key offensive threats for the Ravens were neutralized. His growth over the season has been remarkable, and tonight it translated into tangible, game-altering plays. The adjustments made by the coaching staff in real time allowed the Steelers to anticipate, respond, and dominate critical moments. Watching the defensive line converge, disrupt timing, and create opportunities for turnovers was like observing a well-rehearsed dance, one choreographed over weeks of practice, communication, and shared experience. It was a testament not just to individual talent, but to the collective intelligence and commitment of the team. Moments like the Cam Hayward and TJ Watt interception became symbols of Pittsburgh's defensive identity, reinforcing the culture of persistence, excellence, and teamwork that has long been a hallmark of the franchise. Yet beyond the strategy and execution, there were the human stories that made the night unforgettable. Connor Hayward's touchdown, aided by the forceful push from his brother Cam, captured not just the thrill of scoring, but the deeper connection between players, teammates, and families. Moments like these illustrate that football is as much about relationships as it is about athleticism. Every practice, every snap, every adjustment contributes to an ecosystem where players support each other, push each other, and celebrate victories together. This dynamic was evident across the roster, from the quiet confidence of Zach Frazier to the exuberant joy of Calvin Austin. Each player, in their way, contributed to the narrative of the game, and their interactions revealed a team not just playing together, but understanding and trusting one another in the most intense circumstances possible. The concept of luck also played a subtle but undeniable role in the unfolding drama. Missed kicks, fortunate bounces, and split-second timing shifted the momentum in ways that statistics alone cannot capture. Yet even as luck intervened, it highlighted the Steelers' preparedness. Fortune favors those who are ready, and this team was ready in every sense. Every block, tackle, and route was calculated to maximize opportunity and minimize risk. When the unexpected occurred, the players adapted, responded, and capitalized. The result was a game that, while thrilling for its surprises, ultimately reflected skill, strategy, and execution. It was a reminder that while chance exists in football, preparation and effort are what consistently create opportunities for triumph. Fans, of course, were integral to the drama. The way the stadium responded to pivotal moments amplified the stakes, pushing players to give more, try harder, and hold nothing back. Chants, cheers, and the collective rhythm of thousands of voices created an atmosphere unlike any other, making the stadium a living, breathing participant in the game. The energy of Pittsburgh's faithful has long been a factor in the team's home field advantage, and tonight it was unmistakable. When defensive plays turned the tide, the crowd erupted in unison, reminding everyone that football is a shared experience, one that transcends the field and becomes part of the city itself. The interplay between fans and players creates a feedback loop of effort, energy, and exhilaration, a loop that tonight reached its peak in every cheer, every roar, and every moment of disbelief and joy. But before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to Steelers Nation Central and hit the like button on this video. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the Pittsburgh Steelers. And don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. The league is buzzing after a report attributed to ESPN set off a wave of speculation that could reshape the balance of power in the AFC. According to the network, Stefon Diggs is emerging as a potential new reinforcement for the Pittsburgh Steelers, a move that, if it materializes, would send shockwaves through locker rooms and front offices alike. While nothing has been officially unveiled by the team, The mere suggestion of Diggs wearing black and gold has already ignited debate among analysts and fans. Diggs' name alone carries weight. Known for his sharp route running, explosive acceleration, and ability to change the tone of a game with a single play, the wide receiver has long been considered one of the league's most impactful offensive weapons. The rumors suggest that Pittsburgh may be exploring an aggressive push to elevate its passing attack, pairing Diggs' elite skill set with a system historically associated with toughness, physicality, and opportunistic offense. Such a combination feels unconventional, which is precisely why it has captured so much attention. Around the league, executives are said to be watching closely. For some, this move would signal a philosophical shift by the Steelers, traditionally cautious in headline-grabbing acquisitions. For others, it reads as a calculated gamble, adding a proven star to accelerate a roster that believes it is closer to contention than outsiders assume. Diggs, meanwhile, has often been portrayed as fiercely competitive, a personality that could either clash or perfectly align with Pittsburgh's demanding culture. At this stage, the story lives in the gray area between leak and leverage. Is this a genuine near-complete deal, a strategic rumor to test market reactions, or simply speculative noise amplified by a major network? Until clarity arrives, the idea of Stefon Diggs lining up at Acrisure Stadium remains one of the most intriguing what-ifs circulating in the NFL landscape, a reminder of how quickly a single rumor can put the entire league on edge. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the Pittsburgh Steelers, make sure to subscribe to Steelers Nation Central and give this video a like. We always look forward to hearing your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.